Hey everyone. So in this video I want to show some cognitive services here, specifically the computer vision API that Microsoft has. And as you can see here, it is an easy way to extract rich information from images, and it's just an easy way you can integrate into your applications where you can have computer vision. I'm going to show how you can do that with Python. So the first thing you would actually need to do here is in your Azure portal, you create a new resource. And I'm gonna search for vision, and there's custom vision, which allows you to use your own images. I'm gonna select computer vision, give it a name. Let's do vision test 01. Now I believe this has to be unique across all of Azure. Keep all that the same. The pricing tier, there's a free version, the F0 pricing tier. It is a little bit limited, but for demo and testing purposes, it works just fine. Add it to a resource group, and we can see this is not unique here, so let's do 001. It's already taken. 000. There we go. That should work. Now I don't think the deployment takes very long here. There we go. It's already done, so we can click go to resource. And it has the usual Azure stuff here, but the main thing we're going to look at is the keys and endpoints. And so we need both the endpoint and the key, but we'll come back to that in a bit. Number two, I'm going to use Python, so I'm in a Jupyter notebook here. And the first thing I would actually need to do is to install the computer vision package. So do pip install, do -upgrade, just in case any dependencies need to upgrade. And I do Azure -cognitive services -vision -computer vision. It's probably the longest package name I've seen so far. There you go, everything installed. And I'm going to bring in some imports here. So from Azure.cognitive services -vision -computer vision, I'm going to import the computer vision client. And then from msrest.authentication, which is a dependency of the package that we just installed, I'll import cognitive services credentials. Let's make this a little bit bigger here. There we go. Alright, so in order to do our computer vision here, we're going to need an actual photo to work with. So I went on Unsplash, which if you're not familiar with Unsplash, is a great site for photos. All the photos there are you can use for free, and that's not only for non-commercial use but also for commercial use. So I'm going to use this photo Big Ben here. And I have it uploaded to GitHub so we can access the actual photo. And here is where we need to use the key and then the endpoint that we get from Azure. So I'll copy the endpoint, and then I'll copy the key. And with those two, we can build out our client. And we can use that computer vision client that we imported. Pass in the endpoint as the first parameter. And then for the second parameter, we're going to use that cognitive services credentials that we also imported. And then pass the key into that. Now that we have the client, we can actually call the computer vision items with it. Let's take a quick look at what we get from this client. So we get the analyze image, which gives us quite a few things from it. Describe image, and there's just a whole bunch of other methods that you can use, and we'll go over some of these here. The first one is I'm going to go to describe image, and we'll pass in the URL to the image. And for this object that we get back here, you can look at the documentation and see what properties and methods are on it. I actually like to use the dir method here, and that gives us everything that we have access to on that object. And if you're not too familiar with Python, the double underscores are what's built into the Python objects. Those are called dunder methods. Then the single underscore is kind of considered private properties and methods. Then everything else under that are what's considered public methods. So let's say we have captions and tags. Let's look at a couple of these. So let's look at the tags first. You see these are an array of strings. So we have outdoor, building, clock, tower, church, brown. So some tags that help describe this image here. Next, let's look at captions, and we can look at the dir command here. The methods we get back from here is like pin, clear, sort, reverse. It kind of tells us that it's a list. And let's look at the first item in it. So we get stuff like text and confidence. What we can do from that is we can loop through it. So for each caption and describe that captions, I'll print the caption that text and then the caption that confidence. There we go. So we only have one, and the caption is a large tall tower with a clock on the side of Big Ben. So it knows it is Big Ben in there, and it is about 87% confident of that caption. Next thing I want to show real quick is the client.detect objects, and pass in the image there. And we go through the dir command with that as well, but I know that we have a list of objects here. So for each object and detect that objects, I will print out the object property and then the object rectangle. So if found an object, it says it's a wall clock. Then the rectangle object it has some additional properties that we don't get, but it also gives us an X, Y, width, and height. And with that, we can use another package called OpenCV, which we can pass in these items here, and then we can overlay onto the image kind of a bounding box, so it knows what the object is within the image. Alright, so next, let's go over the analyze image by domain. And we have, I think there's so far 2 domains. One is celebrities, and this other one is landmarks. And then pass in the image. And with that, we get landmarks, that result. We get a result from it. We have our landmarks, and it's a list of objects, and it only has one of them here. The first is a name, and it recognizes it as a landmark of Big Ben with 94% confidence. And the last thing I want to show real quick is the analyze images method there. Analyze image. And let's look at the dir method on here, because you get quite a bit of things here. You get an adult property, which I might do a video on that separately. It helps you moderate some of the content. Get brands, categories, color descriptions, faces if there are any. Get that objects, tags that we looked at before. So it's quite a bit you get with just this analyze image method. Let's look at category. For each category, and analyze that categories. And I'll print out the category. Helps if I spell things correctly. And so it has one category, it's a building, and it's like 61% confident that it's a building. Alright, so that's just kind of a quick introduction to several of the things that you can do with the computer vision API from the Cognitive Services. Feel free to go through some of the other things that we didn't go over, such as you can generate thumbnails, you can recognize printed text, like an OCR type thing, get areas of interest, and just several things that you can also do with this thing. But I just want to go over just a few of them to kind of introduce what this thing can do. So I'll end things there. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.